चल रहा था. आज today I have growth plan with numbers, which I did not have previously. That is the major difference. And otherwise it was a very good and nice experience. Look forward to gain more and more from for further future sessions. Thanks.
I'm कौशल ठक्कर and आने से पहले मेरा माइंड में क्लियर नहीं था कि मुझे अपने बिजनेस को कैसे आगे बढ़ाना है. बट नाउ आई हैव अ क्लियर आइडिया, आई हैव अ फिगर इन माइंड and I'm quite clear like I have to achieve that figure. It is a learning experience and I'm hopeful that I'll achieve the targets which I've set for myself and my company.
We have taken our vision as prosperity through automation. We have started our business in 1997. For first 2 years, we were doing servicing for CNC machines in and around Pune, and we were committed to give services for CNC machines within 24 hours from the breakdown. Afterwards, in 1998, we have started retrofitting and reconditioning machines with CNC controllers, and both of us are not having a business background. This is first generation business, so their resources are also limited, and we don't have any financial support. And in 2002, we get one opportunity from HEG Bhopal, and we have completed that project, and it was a benchmark project for us. In 2007, we have started for Siemens drives, motor, motion controllers, distribution and projects in CNC. Basically, we were growing for last 20 years, but the growth was not sufficient. We were not happy with our growth, and in that phase, we come to know that SIL is governing some program for entrepreneurs in and around Pune for development of their businesses. So we have decided to join SIL, and the very important session for us was the burning desire session, which was held in Mahabaleshwar for 3 days. At that session, we got our vision, mission statement, and our goal. We have decided our short-term goals and long-term goals, and then we have percolated all these system in our employees, and we see the results. Within 1 year, we have the growth of 30%, and now this year also we are growing, and our total business philosophy, looking at various perspectives, has totally changed, and we think we are now on the right track, and we will grow faster and faster, and we will achieve our goals shortly.
You are unique, you are passionate. SIL salutes the rigor and dream within you. We promise to be a strong catalyst in your life.
Every business wants to grow. To have a clear strategy in which direction it is going to grow, in which area we want to expand. These are all the insights provided by SIL. Our journey started way back in 1983 as a typical, you can say, garage startup. my father started the company, and in 1989 the company got converted into private limited company. During that time our factory used to be at Y near Satara. We are really proud to say that we have pioneered this technology in India. Though the flow of inquiries and everything was there, growth had been slightly stagnated, or slightly, the pace of growth had reduced. So during that phase only, I came across SIL. I sensed something different into their communication, and it was during the first session of Burning Desire only, I got completely convinced that my decision was right. Main takeaways from that program was, yes, obviously the identification of value systems, goals, mission, vision. Definitely I see the direction has changed. The quality of discussions within our organization has also, one can say, it has got transformed. So far it has been a very exciting journey with SIL, and one of my, you can say, social activities is I am one of the founder member of an NGO called Jeevit Nadi Living River Foundation. This foundation actually is working on a mission of revival of rivers, and presently we are focusing our efforts on Pune's Mula Mutha River. And I feel that this SIL's insight has also helped me and all our team working for that cause into bringing more clarity. The bigger the goal, I would say, SIL's inputs are going to be with me and will be helping me into achieving those bigger goals. SIL is doing, I would say, really a hand-holding for people like us.
You are unique. You are passionate. SIL salutes the rigor and dream within you. We promise to be a strong catalyst in your life.
Gurukul, outstanding. Vaccine,
Mentor, great.
booster dose,
Eye opener,
wealth creation factory,
school, progressive handholding,
directive,
life changer, way to direction,
great support,
profound motivator,
inspiration, adventure,
catalyst,
navigator,
development consultant,
school of life,
university for entrepreneurs,
growth catalyst,
dictionary of motivation,
mentor,
catalyst,
business trigger,
guide, lighthouse.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you see me? If you can just confirm. If you can hear me, if you can see me, and just confirm. Wonderful. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. A little sad news, but I think the show must go on. Dr. Akshay Seth is a little not feeling well. He is he's into his he's got a little high fever, so I have to replace him today. But nevertheless, we can definitely have a discussion on things that can happen better. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dr. Yogesh Pawar, and I'm the founder of School of Inspiration Leadership. And I'm stepping in for Akshay at the last moment, so that the show must continue. I have certain questions for you, and I'm prepared at a very short time, but a very important question for you. People have joined in here to understand how do you conduct your sales reviews? What are the key ingredients of conducting the sales reviews? If yes, you can write it down in the chat box so that we can start off the journey. You can write down if that's the journey you've joined in for, please write it down. Wonderful. All right, so I'm going to give you straight pointers, but after I give you pointers, if you tell me, okay, this is where I'm facing an issue, this is where I'm facing a problem, then we will have a conversation, and you can talk to me, you can ask questions. I will answer those questions to the best of my ability, and of course, very importantly, also pass these questions to Akshay so that he can also respond to you either via email or via some other mode of medium that he can address that question to you. So let me straight jump into the important elements that are required to be created for any sales review. Okay, so if you're reviewing anything, the first Prashant, you say you have a strong psychological barrier to sell your product. Fair, no problems. I'll take that as a question, Prashant. Give me some moment, and I'll absolutely answer this question for you. No problems with that. Now, the stage one of any review mechanism is outline of your review. If you have a clear outline of what are you expecting out of that review. So if you have a pen and paper, you can make a note of this, or you can have a screenshot of whatever will I write there. But more importantly, I'm sure that you will appreciate every element that I will be talking now. Step one is to make sure that you have a review outline, you have an agenda, you have something that you measure in form of an Excel sheet, in form of an ERP, in form of something that you are able to draw before the review. So वो outline आपके पास है. अगर वो outline आपके पास नहीं है, that's the first step. So if you want to make your reviews impactful, it needs to have an agenda that is measurable in nature. Okay, the agenda that is measurable in nature. Next, use right resources. It can be extremely tiring. When you keep looking at the Excel sheet and the numbers. Maybe a lot of people don't use graphs and graphical representations of your data. Okay, let me quickly in the same breath ask all of you, how many of you know what is a SPANCO model? SPANCO, 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 SPANCO model. Anybody who knows that? Wonderful. I think Dimple Shah says she knows it. Now, people who must have attended Akshay's program, I'm sure definitely know about it. The next element that you have to do when I say use right resources is to use a funneling method of review. Graphical representation of data and funneling method. Okay, so graphical representation, just keep this in mind. Graphical representation, I should have a graphical representation of anything that I'm asking my team. And very importantly, a funnel. What is my suspect funnel? What is my prospect funnel? Right? So I'm going to write it down for you. Suspect funnel, prospect funnel, approach funnel, my negotiation funnel, my closure funnel, and my order funnel. If I'm able to do reviews based on my funnel, so if you see, this is all Spanco. This is a clear-cut sales model that allows you to work very strongly on your sales. When Akshay does this program, he also teaches you how can you actually go ahead and build your complete funnel. Okay, so this is where you start reviewing your funnel. So it's very important that you start reviewing your funnel in this form. Okay, so suspect, prospect, approach, negotiation, closure, and order. Okay, if this part of your data is right, your reviews will become more stronger. If this part of your data is right, your reviews will become more stronger. Anybody who knows this system will be able to finish his review not less than 30 minutes. Okay, in less than 30 minutes, he should be able to finish his review. And typically the sales review, because it's all black and white. Okay, that takes us to the next part of it. The next part here is focus on the key performance areas. So one key performance area is, of course, sales, which is sales output. Second is sales efforts. Now, based on your working style, based on the kind of products, based on the industry that you have, you may want to decide whether you should be output-focused reviews or effort-focused reviews. Personally, I would prefer input-based reviews, which means if I had to make 100 calls a day and I have made 60 calls a day, my effort is 60% of what is expected. So there is high possibility that the results may still be achieved. I might still have 2 sales or 3 sales or 10 sales. But my effort matrix tells me the consistency of my performance. And how many of you want consistent sales versus sometimes sales? Please write it down. Consistent versus sometimes. Consistent versus sometimes. How many of you want consistent sales or sometimes sales? Go ahead. You can write SOC, waiting for your responses. Go ahead. Yeah. So if you need consistent sales, it is important that you do reviews input based. If it is consistent sales, you do reviews input based. Okay. So that you can consistently track your efforts which are in your control. Thank you, Faisal. Thank you, Sachin. Thank you, Prashant. Right. This is the third parameter. So when I said you need to have an outline, which is the agenda, you need to have the funnel, which is in graphical representation. That graphical representation needs to be in a suspect, prospect, approach, negotiation, closure, and order form. And efforts need to be tracked. So suspecting, say, assuming the goal of the company is to suspect 1 lakh customers, out of which it has to find 10,000 prospects, out of which it has to approach 1,000 customers. There has to be a negotiation target at any given point in time of 10 deals. At any given point in time, there should be 2 deals on closure and 1 needs to have an order. So if that is the funnel that you've built in order to reach the turnovers that you've decided, you will be able to achieve those numbers, or you will be closer to those numbers because you're tracking them daily. Okay. Now, how many of you, I'm going to stop the sharing now. And how many of you do a sales review in this form? And what are your challenges? Now we open up for the questions. What are your challenges that you have when you conduct and perform your sales review? Go ahead, the house is on to you. I have certain questions that I would, while you are writing down the questions, you just raise your hand, we can talk, okay? So we have 2 people who have raised their hands. I think Prashant Sharma. Prashant Sharma, go ahead, you can speak. Dimple Shah, even you can speak, Dimple, no problem with that. Go ahead. Am I audible? Are you able to see me and hear me? If yes, Dimple, you can unmute yourself now. Prashant, you can unmute yourself. If there is anybody else who wants to ask me a question, no problems, because I'm going to ask the question to all of you in certain form. So Prashant, you had a question which said that I have a strong psychological barrier to sell my products or service. I have a question to you, Prashant, if you can unmute yourself. Great, thank you very much. Prashant, I have a question. Whatever is your product or service, whatever is your product or service.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that it is?
So mine is service, sir.
Yeah, but do you think it is solving some problem?
Definitely, sir.
And have you been able to find out the person who you feel needs this immediately?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you don't speak up and you don't tell him the benefits of your product or services, okay, your sales is never going to happen then. One of the reasons why people have this fear is the fear of rejection. What if he says no? Do you agree?
I do have that, sir.
You have it or you don't have it?
No, I have that.
Now it is very important for you.
I can't take no.
So if you can't take no, it will not allow you to do what you're supposed to do. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Rejection. Can you tell me that is there a place where you don't get rejection? All of us for that. All of us.
In the business. Yes, sir.
Wherever you go, it doesn't matter. Whether it's business or life or friends, is there a place where you ever have not got a rejection? You get rejection everywhere.
Yes, sir.
How many of you agree with me? Please write it down on the chat box that rejection is a part of everybody's life, not only in sales, but in everybody. You try to convince your parents, you try to convince your spouses, you try to convince your kids. So what is the problem convincing a customer? So if rejection is part of everything, there is no problem. There's no fear in, unnecessary fearing about it that somebody will say no to it. No, let him say no. You do your job. And if it is unpleasant, right, Prashant, you're saying it is unpleasant.
Yes, sir.
Now ask yourself a question, and a very strong question. Isn't it important for you to become a little more tough, okay, and learn to let go rejection and focus on the success? Because unless and until you don't put your mind to success, it is constantly going to think about failure. Ask yourself one thing. Do you drive a car?
Yes, sir.
And if you drive a car, have you ever found which part of the country are you calling us from?
I'm Hyderabad, sir.
So Hyderabad mein, can you tell me that when you get your car out, every signal is green, is it?
Yes, sir.
Every signal is green when you get your car out of the garage?
No.
And there is a plain road everywhere in Hyderabad.
Not at all.
There are no speed breakers. There are no turns. There are no U-turns. There are no police guys. There is no green signal. There's no red signal, yellow signal. Everything is very smooth for you, isn't it?
Not at all.
Then if you can drive your car with all these obstacles and still make up to your journey and the destination, why don't you do the same thing for yourselves? It's okay. You will get a bump one day. You will get a bump 2 days. You will get a bump third day. You will keep moving forward, right? If that mindset doesn't creep in, you may not be able to do what you're supposed to do. And then the dream remains a dream. What is the point? Right? I hope I'm able to give you a little
Yes, sir.
understanding on this. But very importantly, Prashant, what I would share with you is, let me just quickly, this is for Prashant and everybody who is listening to me right now. I would recommend, Prashant, to you as well to go through this journey called Sales Magnet. Okay, there is a lot of free content available.
Sir, come again, sir.
I said there is a free content available. Okay, on SIL University. You just need to download the app. Okay, on your Android phone typically, and once you download, go to the SPANCO model, go through the understanding of needs. And once you go through this, this is how it will look like, okay? And once you look through this, you will understand that there is a science behind this. You don't have to worry. And the basic ratio, I'll also tell you the basic ratio is called 10:3:1. If you go and talk to 10 people, 3 people will say, I will buy, and 1 person will pay you money. Is that okay, Prashant?
Yeah, getting it, sir.
So it's okay if you have seven people saying no. It is normal. Yeah.
Okay.
It is normal if 7 people out of 10 people say no to you. Over a period of time, those 7 people will become 5 people, those 5 people will become 4 people, 4 people will become 3. But there will always be people who say no.
Okay, sir.
I hope I've been able to give you a clear perspective about the fear that you have.
Got it, sir.
If you go today and somebody says no, okay, you say 9 remaining. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Very good. So you are doing it, right? Go ahead and do it. Unnecessary, don't stop yourself. Go ahead and do it. Anybody else who has a question? हिंदी में बोलिए. Okay, कोशिश करता हूं सर हिंदी में बोलने की. सवाल कोई है जो मैं आपको सॉल्व करके दे सकता हूं? सवाल है कि कोई सेल्स पे है, बिजनेस पे है? Absolutely no problem. Brilliant. So I think I do not have a question as of now, right now, from the audiences. I would recommend that if there are questions, more rejection is a part of life. Okay, you're right. Faisal Saab, sahi keh rahe hain aap? You're talking right. So is there anybody else who has a question before I will call it a time right now? Because I had interim come in to just, wish all of you for coming in, joining in. But as I said, the subject matter expert is Dr. Akshay Seth. And well, he's not well today. What you can also do is, how many of you, just write down yes or no, how many of you have SIL University application with you? SIL University application with you. You can write down no, yes, no problems. How many of you have SIL University application? Okay. If you have no, just write down no, because then I'll. Okay. So people who are using an iPhone probably you'll not be able to access, but you can access the entire university on web on your iPhone as well. Absolutely not a problem. Wonderful. Already into learning design. Very nice. So what I'm trying to, yeah. So please go to App Store right now. Please go to App Store right now and give me a moment. I'm just sharing with you. If you type in SILU, if you type in SILU, okay, you will be able to download the app. And there is a lot of free content available for you, which is research material. And you will also get access to Dr. Akshay Seth's Sales Magnet. Okay, so this program will open up. You can go through a lot of free content. His program, he's doing live programs right now. The methodology, if you see, the engagement is lifetime. So every Saturday, Akshay meets you if you are a part of the community for the rest of his life. There are 30 lessons in this, 16 hours of content, access for 365 days. Learning method is live, and this commitment comes with 9,999 only.
Sir,
So,
SILU?
SILU, yes, SILU.
In App Store?
Yeah, in App Store. This flame that is behind me is the logo. Okay. There is और कुछ है क्या? Perfect. मैंने लिंक पेस्ट कर दी है आपके लिए. You can go and have a look at Sales Magnet. All right. Any more questions? Great. If there are no questions, I will now move off. Thank you very much for participating. I'm 100% sure we all wish Akshay a great health, and once he's back, he will be there to serve you, all of you, again. So thank you very much, everybody. God bless.
It is not about having the right opportunities, it's about handling the opportunities right. Selling is part of everyday's life, and needless to say, it is of utmost importance. It is just like bowling. Imagine in a test match, Jasprit Bumrah bowling to Joe Root. We'll use analogy of game of cricket here. Compare sales process with the game of cricket. Like every player is supposed to do homework, and if we know that the batsman is very strong on the back foot, then obviously we'll not be bowling the short ones to him. We already know that our customer has a supplier. Now we need to identify a need that has yet not been met. There will be bad days for Jasprit Bumrah also, where Joe Root will hit him off the park. But what does Jasprit Bumrah do? He will keep on probing till the time he identifies and gets the right line and length. One of the most important attitude to have as a salesperson is to have the right negotiation attitude. A no can actually become a yes. missed edge can be caught by the person in the slips next time. It is having this right attitude, which is extremely, extremely important. Many of us are asked this question, that is sales an art or a science? And if you ask the best, and if you ask me, I'll say both. As far as research is concerned, I've already explained to you that there is a research which has been conducted by a company called Learning International. This is one of the largest research projects ever undertaken on this subject. And what they did was, they did a research in 3 markets. One is North America, Europe, and Japan. And what they did was, they have broken the entire sales process into 6 steps of sales. This is how bowlers apply when they bowl and they prepare themselves for the bowling match. They divide their practice into 6 steps. And I'm going to explain these 6 steps in detail. So finally, we have come to the 6 steps, much awaited 6 steps of the sales process. The acronym that we are using here is SPANCO. And what SPANCO actually means: S is suspecting, P stands for prospecting, A stands for approach, N stands for negotiation, C stands for closure, and O stands for order. Now let me explain step by step each one of these steps. Number 1, suspecting. What is suspecting all about? Suspecting is preparing a master list of universe of all the clients that you would like to acquire, whom you can serve, where there is a need of your client and your product or service can actually serve that need. It is very important that you put all the data into one master file and ensure that you have the suspecting list properly prepared, obviously regularly updated, and ensure that it is mapped. The second stage is called prospecting. Prospecting is where you are further qualifying that this particular client has a need, and in the process of approaching, you identify whether this client is matching the kind of decision-making criteria that they have and the kind of product.
చిన్నగా పాలు అమ్ముకునేటోడు కదా మల్లారెడ్డి.